Hello everybody, Jim here with a new series that I'm calling
Better Than Never.
Because I've been gone for like a year, so I missed a bunch of stuff, and some of it's really cool, and yeah, I just want to look at it and share my impressions with you, because some people seem to like to hear me talk about fake spaceships. But today we're looking at the Argo Mole, which is still for sale, and holy crap, holy moly, do I like this ship. Like, a lot. Now, I don't necessarily like the function, right? Because I'm not a miner. At least I wasn't. Now I'm kind of into mining because I don't really care for combat all that much anymore. And honestly, if you're not going to do combat, what are your options in Star Citizen if you're going to play the game? You could do cargo, where you have to seriously limit yourself, or you could lose huge amounts of money in a single run just to a glitch. And it happens like all the time, like 25% of the time anyway. Or you could do combat, which I no longer enjoy, or you could mine. And mining actually seems to work pretty well. I haven't touched the mechanic until yesterday, and I mined a little bit. And while I should say that I'm not really all that interested in mining generally, because frankly I played like 10 years of Minecraft. and yeah, I got my fill of the thrill of discovering the next big score. I mean, there's a little bit more to it in Star Citizen, so we can get into it. But what I really love about this ship is the looks. If you're into industrial science fiction, holy jeez, does this look good. Holy crap, I love this thing. Look at those engines. Look at the boxes and the gewgaws and the doodads and the points sticking off of it. It's just so hot. I love this ship. Oh, man. And you know what? That continues on the inside. Let's go have a look. There we go. Okay, here we are in a cockpit. Pretty standard cockpit, place to sit, except you should really be able to fly from either side. What about our friends who drive on the wrong side of the road? I'm looking at you, Britain. Okay, it's not the wrong side of the road. It's just a different side of the road. I get that. But you guys drive on the wrong side of the road, and you should be able to enjoy that here. You know, you need the right-hand drive spaceship. But we've got some ductwork, which is just gorgeous. Look at the details. Look at them. Look at them. I love them. Wonderful, wonderful details everywhere on these ships, and they just keep coming on the Argo Mole. I like the flooring. I like these components. It almost looks like component trays, maybe. I'm not sure what that is or what it's going to do. I bet this is going to pop open, or maybe that's going to slide up and you're going to have not necessarily life support, but maybe coolers or something. Who knows what goes back there? I don't know, and I don't really care. It's going to be a component. You have this nice detail. I love this. These don't remove all of the inert material, but they remove some when you mine. And obviously inert material is just rock that you don't want to sell that takes up space. And I don't know if these speed up when you're mining, because in the Argo Mole you have to mine from the mining seat, and when you get up, the laser shuts off. Same deal with the prospector, so you can't see what happens while you're mining unless you have a buddy to do it for you. But still, they look good, and I can't help but guess that these are really, really hot, and you probably shouldn't touch them. Down here, and in my hour of mining experience, I've learned if you're mining in the Argo Mole, you don't want to climb down the ladder. You just want to jump much faster. And I haven't died yet. You have the front turret, so let's hop in. We'll get a look at this thing popping out. Here it comes. Yeah, look at that. And if you look at the back there, you will see that there's a door that closes you in, so this is a properly sealed compartment. You can fire your fracturing laser, or, and this one looks really cool, the extraction laser, which has that blue tractor beam in the middle, and the little red lasers to bust up the tiny pieces of rock and get the ores out of there. Really, really cool looking. Not so great as a weapon. I fired it at a Carrack just on a whim, and it was really cool because it bounced off at an angle, but it also did some damage, and yeah, the Carrack survived. And yeah, the Carrack ramped me and killed me immediately. I probably should have known better. But what can I say? I was tempted. I really wanted to see what it looked like and if it did any damage. Turns out it did enough damage to make them want me dead. So you know what? Good on you, Carrack. You earned that kill. I absolutely deserved it. All right, still got my Tron discs on. Moving backwards, we have an eating area with more components. Over here you have the picnic table, and you have some more like eatery things. You can get your espresso if you want it. Personally, I prefer Pepsi and Mountain Dew to get my caffeine. And it looks like you can pop these off. I bet you can't in game, but why? Like, this is a very Constellation room, right? It feels like the Constellation. And in the Constellation, like, the table goes into the floor. Like, what are we going to do with this space? Are we gonna square dance in this space? I mean, are we going to ride a mini bike in a little, globe of death? What are we going to do with the extra floor space created by removing the picnic table? You would just put a picnic table there if you needed something to do with that space so you could eat. I don't get it. But whatevs. You do you, CIG. This ship looks fantastic, so keep it up. Really, they just keep knocking it out of the park. I know I keep saying, oh, this is my new best-looking ship ever, but I keep meaning it. And this is my new best-looking ship ever. I love the looks of this ship. Here you've got what looks like EVA suit storage, and I love this door. My new second favorite door in the game. My favorite door being the now extinct original Mustang Beta Pooper door, which was a really cool door. I loved that thing. These are ejection beds, so if you're in the bed and the ship starts to blow up, presumably it closes and launches you out. That's great. Personally, I prefer, and I will maintain this, listen up, CIG developers, I want the ejection pooper. Because, again, if you're going to get launched out either in the bed or on the toilet, I can and have slept on the toilet. I do not poop in the bed. So I can do both in here. This is the better multitasker, and this is what I want. Dadgummit. No longer my second favorite door. You bit me. You bit me, and now you're dead to me. This is the sink. Really cool. Over here, we have the toilet, and note the toilet paper pops out. And I don't know what this toilet paper is made of, but I don't buy Rough and Scrapey brand, guys. That's gross. Or maybe it almost looks like a roll of like the foam that you would find on top of electronics inside of boxes. I don't know what you're wiping your butt with, future space people, but gross. I need something absorbent with a little bit of texture, and I don't want it to tear, and foam does not accomplish any of those. And because this is a superior bathroom, a fancy pants bathroom, you get the shower over top of the pooper. This thing down here keeps glowing. I don't know what it is, but it keeps like lighting up and flashing. I can't get it to open. Every time I do this, the door closes on me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be something. Right now, I can't tell. So let's get out of here. Oh, before we do, the Valkyrie. Everyone complained that if you're asleep on the Valkyrie and you open the doors to the vehicle bay, you'll get sucked out of bed and die. They have listened to you, the CIG developers, and they have done some like super redundant. So first line of defense against vacuum, you can get closed up in your bed. If you can't do that, there for at least half of the crew, Titanic style, there are EVA suits. Then you've got not one, but two doors between you and the nearest source of vacuum. So you are super, super secure from vacuum, assuming nobody blows a hole in the side of your ship. Down this away, and I have yet to succeed at jumping over this ladder. Ah, dang it. Guess we got to climb down this one. Down this way, you get a number of things. You get like the little engineering section with your components that are going to catch flame, and you're going to have to come down here with a little repair tool and fix stuff and monitor levels and et cetera, et cetera. And then you have one turret. And we'll take a quick look in there. And then mirrored on the other side, you have a second identical turret. And these turrets are more mining lasers. It's my understanding that the mining lasers can work together to break up rock faster and extract rock faster, or presumably shoot at a ship faster. More on that later. And I love, love, love the corrugated metal walls. Absolutely adore them. This is such a nice touch. I'm a little bit jealous. I wish they'd put this into misc ships because I think it looks so good. I kind of want corrugated metal in my house now. But over here, here's the turret. More corrugated metal. And you've got a door that closes when you hop into this here. Before we get into this, though, I'm gonna real quick pop out, and we're gonna look at it from the side so we can see the animation, because I think this looks really good. That sort of flips up, and your turret shoots out the side. I really, really like that. That's nice. Yeah. So you can get into these 3 turrets, and they can work together for fracturing or extracting. And I think that's really cool. You get a pretty good range of motion. I'm sorry, the camera moves when I move the turret. A pretty good range of motion, but I found that when you are parking the ship, you have to get out of the seat and run down to this lower turret. It's best to make sure that you are not, when you're in the cockpit, looking directly at what you want to mine. You want to look up above it so that that bottom turret can reach. Yeah, so let's hop back in. Watch that beautiful animation again. All right, and if you look to the right here, you'll see we're open to space right now until this locks into place. So make sure you wear your vacuum suits when you get into here, folks. Otherwise, you're going to, I don't know, you get your lungs sucked out your eye holes or something. I don't know. So that's it for the Argo Mole. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. There's EVA suit lockers all over the place. The only thing I missed that I forgot was this guy here. So let's have a look. Spoop. Watch here, and it looks like that's a metal on metal seal, but there's actually a little door underneath that closes, and you can look at the dying star. Yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, now that has been the Argo Mole. So I've told you all the things that I love about it. I really do love this ship. I think it is a fantastic addition to the mining pantheon, and I think the mining ships are probably the best examples of design for the number of players you're going to have playing. It is the best career path. Exploration, I love exploration. I love the idea of it. When it's working, I'll want to do it. But I feel like you go from, like, you've got your bulk exploration, like the 315P or the beta, which, you know, kind of explore a little bit. And then they give you the pinnacle of single-player exploration, which is the Terrapin, which, I don't know, it just feels like they just sort of tacked exploration on an old military picket ship. And it's not the bespoke, built-from-the-ground-up exploration ship that we want. And I was recently discussing this in a comment with somebody. You could take in the Terrapin and made it a mining ship just as easily. Oh, well, it's got armor. The armor is to keep you safe in hazardous mining conditions. Or you could have made it a combat ship. Yeah, it's slow, but it's got armor to keep you safe during combat. And they just said, oh, yeah, it's got armor. The armor will keep you safe in hazardous exploration conditions. I don't see the exploration features. It's got a utility hardpoint. It doesn't have necessarily... I mean, it comes with special scanners, right? But it doesn't have necessarily... It could be anything on there. That could be anything. It's not, this is definitely an exploration ship, like you get with the Carrack. So I feel like that career path not as clearly defined. With this, you get the Prospector, which is just perfect for its role. And then you get the multi-crew Mole, which is also perfect for its mid-tier role. And then you get the Orion, which presumably will be perfect as well. So, yeah, it just seems like mining really has its crap together. So what don't I like about it? What I don't like is that when you're in this seat, and granted, I think this is the right way to go. I just don't like it. This is absolutely right for the ship's role. When you're in this seat, you cannot access the mining lasers at all. You can access the scanner. So you can do a scan for whatever the heck you want, whatever minerals you're looking for. And you can, from this seat, you can zoom up close and scan the rocks to see what the mineral content of the rocks is. So that's good. But if you want to get out and mine, and again, this is a multi-crew ship, so they absolutely were right to do it this way. You have to hit Y, get up out of your seat, wait for it, run around. You run this way. oh, I'm walking slow, and then you sort of hop. Oh, dang it. I didn't make the jump. You sort of hop down here, thusly. Then you run over here. You hop into this seat. You wait for all of that to spin around. We're almost there. We're almost done. Hold on. Yeah, I know. Contain your excitement. Oh, my gosh, this is so exciting. And then you're finally into the seat. Oh, wait, no, we're not in yet. Now we're into the seat, and you have to turn it on, and then you can start mining the crap out of things. So you have to do that every time you switch from one rock to another. And if you find you haven't positioned it correctly, or if you feel you need to be closer so that your fracturing laser can properly fracture things, you end up making this jaunt that we're about to make again. You end up doing this a lot. So why do I think it's a bad thing? Not because this should be single player usable. It's just because this makes one of the jobs piloting, and the pilot's job is mostly to sit and watch other people mine. So it's going to be dull, but it's also something you don't want to entrust to AI. So as the owner of the ship, you're going to spend a lot of time sitting here doing nothing. If you wanted maximum efficiency, I feel like you should be able to use the lower mining laser from this seat just so you're not so stinking bored while everybody else does the mining. You'll end up flying the ship while you have AI doing the mining. And so the AI are doing the mini game, and you're basically sitting and watching a computer play the game. The game will play itself while you sit and watch, and that's not really a good gameplay mechanic. So it would be neat if we could use the turret from the driver's seat, not because I want to be able to solo, but because I don't want the driver to have the most boring job around. And as the owner of the ship, you're going to want to do the driving, the scanning. Are you going to trust AI to pick your rocks for you? Probably not. So other things I don't like about it. CIG says that this will probably be less expensive to run than, say, 3 or 4 prospectors, which is my immediate inclination is to say, well, if I'm going to have a mining operation, yes, you'll spend more on the prospectors in game, but over time I feel like you will reap the benefits of having multiple prospectors over one of these. Yeah, I believe that they will make it that way. I think they will at least try really hard to make it so this is the cheaper option for multiplayer play. But on the other hand, this thing holds 3 times what a prospector could hold, and if you have 4 players, that's 4 times what a prospector can hold. So 4 prospectors can take more home. You're going to have 4 different prospectors scanning different areas for rock, so you're going to have 4 times the scanner coverage. You're going to have 4 times the guns. On paper, the guns are the same size. I don't know if that's the case in practice. Somebody can put that in the comments so everybody knows. But you're going to have 4 times the guns. So if you get attacked, and at some point somebody's going to grief you. I got griefed, right? I got griefed in the 1 hour that I played. And I also saw like 3 or 4 other ships. Any one of them could have blown me up at any time, and there was nothing I could have done about it because, reasons. So in a prospector, you can have 4 different ships in 4 different places all shooting you at the same time with more guns and more shields and more maneuvering, and it makes it more difficult for somebody to jump you. And if they do blow you up, if you do need to run, if they blow up the one bigger, slower Argo Mole, you lose everything you've mined. If they blow up 1 or 2 of your prospectors, you've still got 50 to 75% of your haul that makes it home. So they're going to have to make it real cheap to run this ship to make it appealing for me. If I were starting a mining outfit, I would get multiple prospectors over this, I think. I think that's going to be the better long term. So that's what I don't like about it. That being said, if you want to do multi-crew mining, right, and you don't want an Orion because it's too big, you don't want all that hassle, and you absolutely have to have all of your friends on the same ship or it simply will not do, sir, then the Mole is a great option. Everything negative I said about this, they're really all minor quibbles because it is a great ship. I really like this ship. It's absolutely fantastic visually, and we're about to hit the simulation boundary. Absolutely fantastic visually. Functionally, it's really cool, and I think it will work reasonably well. And except for the reasons I mentioned, I think this is a perfect installment in the mining lineup. I really, really like this ship. So that's it, folks. That's all. There ain't no more. That's the Argo Mole. I'm sorry if you really wanted me to do this 3 weeks ago, but I didn't because I was doing other things. We all already know what all that was. Yeah, this is going to be a thing that I do now. I expect more on the 890 jump and every ship that I've missed ever. It's all coming back in better late than never, baby. So, yeah, let's hit the simulation boundary and watch it explode. So before I go, I want to thank you all very much for watching, for subscribing, and most of all for commenting. I think you guys are the most important part of this channel because without you, I wouldn't bother. No point making videos if no one's going to watch. And more importantly, I make these videos so I can talk to you, and every comment I get, I really appreciate it. I do read every single one, except for those that get lost because YouTube sucks at notifications, and comments sometimes get buried, even from people that I really like and talk to regularly. They just get buried, and I don't see them for months. So I don't respond to those. And I've stopped responding to people who are wishing me well, like saying they're glad I'm alive. I really appreciate it. I just stopped responding because that can sometimes take up a lot of my time, like upwards of an hour per video, just saying, hey, I am alive, and I'm glad that you appreciate that I'm alive, and somebody says, great video, buddy, and it's like, thanks. I could, tell me in the comments, do you want me to just type thanks with an exclamation point for everybody so you know I saw it? Would that make you happy? Because I can totally do that. I don't have to think about it and come up with something clever. And for those of you asking questions, please keep asking questions. I don't care if you want to know about Star Citizen or my favorite breakfast cereal. I love answering questions, so keep that up. Thank you all again for everything that you do for this channel, and I will see you next time. But first, one more look at that badonkadonk, man. Oh, holy crap. CIG, you really work on the butt end of these ships, don't you? Oh, that carrot butt looks great. The mole butt looks great. I dig ship butts. I want that on a shirt.